You can click upon the participants. I will show the modulation. Here, you click here, participants. Okay. Here,
Hello.
that mic.
Hello.
Now,
I'm audible now,
now it is hearing.
students?
No need to ask, sir. Here, indication comes. You see here. Speak now. No.
Hello.
Uh,
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
it is
Yeah.
indicating.
I'm audible now.
No, no,
Yes,
it's
sir.
audible.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
is
Yeah.
indicating.
Yes. So, how are you, all of you?
We are good, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine. 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 Hmm? How is life going on? Put more weight, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wait, Amog joined, huh? Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you, Amog?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. How are you, sir?
Fine. Fine. Fine.
Long time, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So I welcome all of you to the sixth semester. Okay, and I will be teaching the compiler design and system software course, and this is a 4 credit course, and there will be a lab course also, CD and SS lab, compiler design and system software lab, and this is 2 credit course. Okay, lab is 2 credit course. So let me share the screen. Screen is visible. Are you able to see the slides?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So today let us, in the first class, let us know um the importance of the compiler design and system software course. Okay. So why one has to study this compiler design and system software course. Okay. Yeah. And when I took this course uh, previously, so I feel this is quite easy subject. Okay. And this course teaches about the different system softwares, the assembly language, the assemblers, linkers, loaders, compilers. Okay. And this is really an interesting subject. Okay. And here you will learn the design and implementation of these system softwares. Okay. And here you will come across the lot of algorithms, okay, block diagrams, assembly language program examples, okay, and some problems also, okay. And here the course emphasis will be on algorithms, okay, okay. While designing the system software, no, you will come across the various algorithms, okay, and also their implementations, okay, in assembly language. And this course is an introduction to the design and implementation of the system software. Okay. So what do you mean by system software? Anybody? Can somebody give the definition of system software? Yeah. So system software consists of a variety of programs that supports the operation of a computer. Okay. And the system software was mainly, that means initially written in assembly language. Okay. And so the course will discuss the assembly language as its programming. Okay. And this is the agenda of today's class. Okay, so we'll see the importance of system software, why to learn the CD and SS course. Then we'll have introduction to the course, okay, and the course outline and the assessment plan. Okay. So why is system software important? Okay. So as all of you know, software is of two types. Okay. So which are those? Software classification. Anybody? Software is of two types. Uh,
System software and application software.
yeah, system software and application software. So what is application system software? Just now I've
So
given the definition. Yeah. So
it's the
yeah.
computers. So it's the software that helps the computer utilize hardware.
Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, system software serves as a platform for running your application software as well. Okay. And what do you mean by application software? Anybody?
The programs which we run, sir.
Yeah, good, Anirudh. Okay. So, application software enable the user to easily use some of or carry out some specific task, isn't it? Okay. So, why is system software important? Okay. So, suppose you want to write a program. So what you will do? You open your laptop and switch it on, and what you will see? You will see your operating system is up. So you will see Windows or Linux, right? Okay. So here the operating system is a system software. Okay. And also, which is the program that helps in booting the operating system? Anybody?
Kernel.
Of course, kernel. Okay. So apart from kernel, we have the boot program, isn't it? Bootstrap.
Yeah. Bootstrap.
Bootstrap loader. Yeah. So we know that the boot program loads the operating system into computer's main memory. Okay, and then OS will start loading. Okay, and then yeah. So that is how the OS is started. Here, the boot program is also a system software. Okay. So after that, what you will do? Then you will open the text editor or integrated development environment to type the program. Okay, and this IDE or text editor is also a system software, okay, or utility program you can call. So now what you will do again? Now you might have completed the typing the program and want to compile it. So in order to compile the program, what you will use? Language translator, isn't it? So you will use language translator such as the compiler, isn't it? So compiler is a system software again. Okay. Similarly, we have debuggers, loaders, linkers, okay, and many more system software. You need to run your application software. Okay, and these are all the system software. Okay. Similarly, suppose you want to write a program in assembly language, say like in 8086. Okay, so you have all written 8086 assembly language program, isn't it? Okay, and here what you will need to convert the assembly language program into machine language? You will need an assembler. So again, assembler is a system software. So we are all well known about the purpose of the operating system, the compilers, loaders, linkers, and many system software. And we need to provide services to these application software. Okay, and at the same time, we want to have control over the software. Okay. So, and all this is managed by the system software. So in a nutshell, we want our hardware to run. Okay, so that is the main aim here. So we want our hardware to run. So for all these things, we need the system software. Okay, so this system software acts as an interface between the application software and the computer hardware. Okay, And system software is a type of software that is used to communicate with the hardware. So why study this system software? Okay, so the first point is there may be need of designing a compiler for any software language in the profession. Okay, so when you join as an IT professional, okay, so as an IT professional, many times you may find yourself wanting to create a new programming language, maybe. Okay, so in that you may need to design a compiler for that programming language. Okay. And second point, it helps to understand the language performance issue. Okay, and if you consider the compiler here, so compiler will help you to handle the language performance issues. Okay, so if you are using a compiler to compile your programming language, so compiler will help you to handle the language performance issues. That means the compiler optimize your code more effectively. So that is one advantage of the compiler. Then next point, so it increases the understanding of the language semantics. Okay, so again, every program who uses a higher level language must understand its semantics. Okay, you need to understand its semantics. So at some level of abstraction, not at all the level. Okay, what do you mean by semantics? Semantics have to do with meaning behind what is being expressed. Okay, in the language, and the semantics refers to the meaning of the expressions, the statements, and program units within the programming language. Okay, so learning system software increases understanding of the language semantics also. Okay. So coming to the course description. So here you will learn the basic functions of assembler, as assembler design, single pass and two pass assemblers and their design, linkers and loaders, absolute loader and the relocating loader, okay, and the design of the compilers. Okay, so that means that this course teaches how to design and implement the various system software, okay, including the assembler, the compilers, the loaders, linkers. Okay, and what is prerequisite for learning this course? Okay. You need the knowledge of assembly language programming, computer architecture, data structures and algorithms, and of course, finite automata. Okay, so some assembly language experience you need to have, and the knowledge in algorithms, data structures. Okay, so that you already have, okay, and a good understanding of the underlying concepts of the computer architecture. Any doubts so far? So coming to the course objectives, okay, so these are the statements that will tell you so what you are going to learn in this course. So first point is to understand the relationship between system software and machine architecture. That is the first course objective. That means you will learn how system software and machine architecture are related. And the second course objective, to know the design and implementation of assemblers, linkers, and loaders. Okay, so that means you will learn the design and implementation of various system software. That means the working of the various system software like assemblers, loaders, linkers, compilers. And the third course objective, you will learn the design principles of a compiler. As you know that compiler is a translator that converts the high level language into the machine language. So here the main objective is to learn the principle involved in the compiler design. Okay. That means it will cover all the basic components of compiler. And the next course objective, you will learn how to optimize and effectively generate the machine codes. So if you consider the compiler, in compiler design, code optimization is an approach for enhancing the performance of the code. Okay, that means this code optimization involves eliminating the unwanted code lines, okay, rearranging the statements of the code, and so on. Okay. And coming to the course outcomes, so these are the statements that will tell you what the students are going to achieve at the end of the course. Okay. So the first course outcome is design and implement assemblers, linkers, and loaders. That means you should be able to implement the system software, okay, such as assemblers, linkers, loaders. Okay. And the second course outcome, design and implement a prototype compiler. Okay. So you should be able to design a prototype compiler that would translate the sequence of symbols, okay, of this specific language written into the machine language. And the third course outcome, apply the various optimization techniques. Okay. So you need to be able to apply the optimization techniques to have better code for code generation. And the last course outcome is use the different construction tools, compiler construction tools. Okay. So why do we need the compiler construction tool? Because the compiler construction is complex, okay, not hard. So because this process requires many stages working very precisely. Okay. That means if you want to write the compiler from the scratch, no, it is time consuming. Okay, so for that we have a different compiler construction tools. Okay, so like a parser generator, we have scanner generator, like that. We can make use of those. Okay, so the compiler writer can use some specialized tools that will help in implementing the various phases of the compiler. Okay. Anybody knows the different phases of a compiler? The different stages that you will come across in the compiler construction. Anybody knows it? Yeah, the first phase is lexical analysis. The second phase is syntax analysis. Okay. The third phase is semantic analysis. Fourth phase is uh, intermediate code generation. Next, fifth phase is the code optimization. Okay, and the last one is the final code generation. Okay. So these are the different phases of the compiler construction. So coming to the course outline. So as usual, we have 5 modules. So module 1 teaches the design and implementation of the assemblers. Okay, so what do you mean by assembler? Assemblers translates the assembly language program into machine language program. Okay, we'll try to implement the single pass assembler, okay, the 2 pass assemblers, and so on. And design is illustrated by taking the assembly language program as example. Okay, so we will consider one hypothetical machine called simplified instructional computer. Okay, it will come in 2 versions: the standard simplified instructional computer, and next another version is the simplified instructional computer extended version. It is called as SICK-XE. Okay, so these assembly language programs are tried on this hypothetical machine. Okay, are implemented on this hypothetical machine. Okay. And module 2, it will teach us the design and implementation of loaders and linkers. Okay. Again, module 3, module 4, and module 5. Okay, so they all deal with the different phases of the compiler construction. Okay, so module 3, module 4, module 5 deals with the compiler design. Okay, so module 3 deals with the lexical and syntax analysis. Okay, so that means these are the first 2 phases of compiler design process: lexical analysis and the syntax analysis. Okay, and module 4, syntax directed translation. Okay, and so this syntax directed translation, this is used for carrying out the most semantic analysis as well as the code translation. Okay, so we'll use this syntax directed translation in the semantic analysis phase of the compiler construction. Okay, and what do you mean by semantic analysis? So semantic analysis judges whether the syntax structure constructed in the source program derives any meaning or not. Suppose taking the example of one statement. Okay, say int a is equal to, we'll write some a value like hello in double quotes. Okay, so syntactically this statement is correct. Okay, but if the variable a is of a float type, no, so semantically it is incorrect. Okay, and this checking is done by the semantic analysis phase of the compiler. Okay, so that is done using the syntax directed translation. Okay, so module 5 teaches the introduction to code optimization. Okay, so what do you mean by code optimization? So this code optimization is used to drastically reduce the execution time of the code. Okay, so coming to the textbooks and reference books that you want to refer. Okay, so module 1 and module 2 are covered in the first textbook. Okay, so system software by Leland Elbeck. Okay, so that is available in the library. Okay, and I have that soft copy of this book also, so I will forward it. And the second textbook, so this you can refer for compiler design, module 3, module 4, and module 5. So this is Ullman. Okay, the author is Ullman. The title is Compiler Principles, Techniques, and Tools. Okay, so this is also a good book. Okay, and reference book, one reference book for referring the compiler design. There is System Programming and Operating System by Damdare. Okay. And all these books are available in the library. So this is the assessment plan. Okay, so since yours is a 40-60 scheme, okay, and continuous improvement evaluation is done for 40 marks. Okay, that means we'll conduct for 60 marks and we'll scale down to 40 marks. Okay, and the different assessment methods are as usual, as in the previous semester. Okay, so first we'll have the midterm test for 20 marks. Okay. That is, it will be scaled down to 20 marks, conducted for 50 marks, scaled down to 20 marks. Okay, and quiz, CBT, the quiz name is CBT, that they have conducted previous semester. Okay, so it is for 30 marks, scaled down to 15 marks. Okay, and other assessments, okay, 25 marks, like that split up I will discuss with other course teachers. Okay, and let me know that assessment method. Okay, and semester end examination.
So end semester will be offline, sir.
Maybe by that time, maybe.
Yeah, by that time,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it is given for
Because
60, no, sir.
yeah, yes. 100 marks, but that but they are like they have scaled down, no, 60
Okay,
marks.
there.
Yeah, yes. 100 marks they will conduct and they'll scale down to 60 marks. Okay. So I think a few weeks probably will have online only, and later slowly they may ask you to come. Okay.
Around March, sir.
Yeah, maybe. So that is what when we asked our chairman, no, so he was telling like that. Okay. So a few more weeks will be online, and then slowly they will start this physical. Okay. Any other questions? So don't. I'll request all of you don't miss the next class. So I will start the this one with syllabus. Okay. So you just pass information to your other friends who have not attended the class today. Okay, so the class strength is only 41, I think. Okay, so ask them to join the next class. Okay, because that is very important. Okay. so that
Sir, level of difficulty of end semester, it will be normal or it will be easy this time, sir?
which one?
End semester.
Ah,
Will it be easy?
easy means pattern will be same. You are following the same pattern. Okay. Mhm. Exam pattern will
So
be
it's difficult
same. Mhm.
to.
So exam pattern will be same. That does not change. Semester end examination. Okay. So let me show one small video, okay, which is explaining the various stages of compiler. Are you able to see the video screen?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yes,
sir.
sir.
there is a small video showing the different phase of a compiler. Okay. Yeah. So any questions? So we'll meet in the next class. Next class is at what time? We have another class now.
Sir, 12:15.
Yeah, 15. Okay. So don't miss it. Okay, because so there I will be teaching the architecture of simplified instructional computer. Okay, and that is missed in the syllabus actually. Okay, because they have stated a.
Sir, tomorrow holiday.
Hello. I'm out.
Tomorrow holiday, sir.
Tomorrow holiday. Tomorrow is holiday.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So that thing is missing. Okay, the simplified instructional computer architecture is missing, and but throughout the modules, module 1 and module 2, okay, so they have used that SIG and SIG-XE assembly language programming as examples, okay, to illustrate the design of assemblers, okay, and as well as the loaders and linkers, okay. So we'll try to finish in 1 or 2 classes. Okay. So without the understanding of that SIG and SIG-XE, so we will not be able to understand the directly the assemblers portions. Okay, is it okay? Okay, so then thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.